Aaron Dean, the white former police officer charged with the 2019 murder of Tatiana Jefferson. Her death sparked national protest after Dean shot her through a window while responding to a call about an open front door. At the time, the National Black Police Association said the killings of black citizens by white officers had reached critical mass. 14 jurors have been selected for this trial, none of whom are black. Jefferson's nephew is set to be the first witness in this trial. He was just 8 years old and had been up playing video games with her when he saw her killed that night. For more, let's bring in ABC News legal contributor, New York City homicide public defender, and host at Law and Crime Network, Brian Buckmeyer. So, Brian, trial began this morning after years of delays. Why the setbacks, and how strong of a case do you think prosecutors have here?
Yeah, so Kira, it's been some time since this October of 2019 shooting death of Tatiana Jefferson, and part of the delays was the fact that the defense pushed back the case, asking for more time to review the evidence, which is kind of commonplace for many cases like this, but also the fact that the judge, the former judge of this case, was actually booted out of the case for alleged bias towards the defense. And that had to, of course, go up to an appellate court for a decision and then come back. And so removing a judge and more time to review evidence caused this delay, among other things. In terms of the strength of the case and listening to the prosecution's opening statement, they're laser focused, and no pun intended, on this gun in Tatiana Jefferson's hand. Now, it's not illegal for her to have a legal gun in the home, and actually the circumstances makes a lot of sense because the police did not announce themselves. However, the defense is zeroing in on that, saying that there's a laser spotter on that gun, and that laser is what the defendant Aaron Dean saw and then reacted to. But the prosecution is saying, you didn't say gun when you shot. You didn't say gun when you went inside the home and you and your partner were investigating. So the actions at the time of the shooting and after that don't support this defense's argument that Aaron Dean saw a threat that he needed to shoot at.
So no black jurors. Why? And what do you think the impact of that will be?
So from our understanding, there were 200 potential jurors that came in to hear this case. And as it got whittled down through questioning, there was only one African-American juror in a pool of about 50 or 60. So it's not necessarily the selecting by the prosecutor or the defense. It's really the pool itself. Now, in a case like this, it could have an impact because the question that many people ask when it comes to race or social economic standing, who will the jury sympathize with? Who will they put themselves in the shoes of, so to speak, in viewing this case? However, it may not have as large of an impact because for the most part, the argument is that Aaron Dean only saw a silhouette. Didn't know if it was a black person, a white person, or any other kind of race. And so I'm not sure how much of an impact, but it may still have some impact on the case.
So this officer, Aaron Dean, has pleaded not guilty to murder. What do we know about his defense in this case, and what type of sentence could he actually face, Brian?
So far, his defense is self-defense, and it's not quite clear how that's going to work out. For self-defense in Texas, you are allowed to use force, deadly or non-deadly, against someone using unlawful force. Now, Tatiana Jefferson was not using unlawful force. We actually heard for the first time in court today, through the star witness, so to speak, Zion, who took the stand, the then 8-year-old, now 11-year-old testifying, that Tatiana said that she thought perhaps outside there was a raccoon when she heard stirring in the backyard. And so that's why she pulled out the gun and kind of left it by her side. He actually demonstrated that for the jury. And in terms of sentencing, there's a wide range. If former officer Aaron Dean is found guilty, it's 5 to 99 years. So this might not be a case of guilt or innocence. It might be more of a case about, if he is found guilty, how much jail time he does.
And so what more do we know about this judge who's presiding over this case? We know he's already issued a gag order.
Yeah, so we know that he issued a gag order, so not much has been heard throughout this case. And he also, earlier today, has denied a change of venue. That's something that the defense has been arguing a lot, even up until the final moments of an opening statement. And it seems like this judge is kind of no-nonsense, wants this case to go forward. One thing that was shocking to me is that days before opening statements, earlier last week, the lead defense attorney passed away. And that's part of the reason why today is only a half day to allow for everyone to go to the funeral. So this judge seems to be wanting to push this case along forward and get a resolution. It seems that he believes that this 3-year delay is far too much, and he wants some form of justice for either party or both.
All right, Brian, we will follow it all. Thanks so much, Brian.